good time to check out this view here. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Thomas here, and today we're taking a look at the Insta360 ONE X 360 camera. So I've been interested in 360 cameras for a while, but they never really impressed me. They were pretty cool, but I just didn't know what to do with them. So when this model came out, I was really impressed. And since we're going on a trip in the next couple of days, I figured I'd pick this up and see if it was worth it. So, as I said, 360 cameras are pretty cool. And you see all these 360 videos and photos on Facebook, sometimes on YouTube, and it looked okay, but it always seemed kind of weird. This one's a little bit different. What interests me about this one was that this one, you can make it look almost like a regular camera shot the photo or the picture. So let's take a look at this pretty quickly. This is actually the wrapping that it came in. Looks like a nice, I don't know what kind of material this is. Feels like, I don't know, silicone. But anyways, this is what it came in. So let's just rip this off. I have my unboxing knife here, if you want to call it that. And here's the camera. It looks pretty good actually. All right, so here's your original packaging. It reminds me of the original GoPro boxes with all the pictures and all the adventure and stuff like that. But it looks pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about this. What sold me on this was the fact that you can just point this camera anywhere and then compose your shot later in post. That's what sold me. I'm usually a one-man band, one-man camera crew. I'm usually behind the camera, in front of the camera, also doing the edits. So I do try my best to get the shot wherever I go. And I do a good job doing that, but this takes the guesswork out of it. So let's take a look at some of the specs here. It says 5.7 video. That should be with an asterisk, I think, because that's the whole 360 resolution. If you are going to use it, in my case, most likely in a 16:9 aspect ratio, so it looks like a normal camera, then it's going to be equivalent of 1080p, a little bit lower quality than that. So even though it says 5K, that doesn't mean that you're going to get a 5K image when you have your shot composed. It says flow state stabilization. That's pretty cool. Pretty much it's stabilized both optically and digitally via the software. 360 capture, obviously, it does that. Cinematic slow-mo, I'm going to be playing with that a little bit. Invisible selfie stick, that's a pretty cool thing. As I said, most of this stuff is more software, but that invisible selfie stick is where you can have it on a selfie stick or a tripod or a pole, and it's going to make it look invisible, like it doesn't exist. Which is a pretty cool look because it makes it look like the camera's just floating in air. Free capture editing, that's on the cell phone or tablet, and then you have your Wi-Fi preview and transfer, which is pretty cool and very convenient, especially for me as I travel a lot. So let's take a look at that. I'll leave a link of this down below. I got my unboxing knife. It's a kitchen knife, obviously. There's actually two of them, two tamper-proof seals. Usually you see it first, but you can see what it looks like. Boom, and yeah. I'm so excited. These things aren't cheap. The last action camera that I bought was a GoPro Hero Black, or GoPro 3 Hero Black. But this thing is pretty cool. This thing does protrude pretty far out from the actual body of the lens. But as you can see, it looks pretty cool. Matte black. You have your LCD screen here and two buttons, and then you have the same thing here with the Insta360 logo on the front. This looks like a battery. Pretty small battery. I don't know the size of it. This looks like some kind of a tether. So yeah, you can put this little thread in here and then you can spin the camera around. I guess that's what this is showing here in the diagram. Pretty cool though. That's awesome. Pretty good packaging. I'm pretty impressed with the layout. It's very tight. Everything is like not shaking around in there. Very compact packing. All right, so this is your pouch. That's gonna be really important. You have a whole bunch of stickers here. You can put these in your suitcase or your car or whatever. What's here? Connect to your phone. So this is a kind of a USB cable. And that's it. It's nice matte black. It's a pretty cool layout. All right, so let's get into this thing right here. I don't want to break it. I think right here you have this little lever here for the battery compartment. Pull it up and there you go. It pops open. Pretty simple. Let's see how this looks in here. The contacts over here, and I don't know if it needs to be charged in that, but I think you just slip this in here. Boom, and that's it. It's the battery's in there. I have a micro USB right here. All right, so there's a little slot below here. And all you have to do is just slide this in here. Like a regular device, just put it in there. And that's it. It's ready to rock and roll. Let's power it up. Let's see if there's any charge in this battery. I'll push the power button and see what I see here. All right, a blue light, and let's see, that's what that says. There's a green light, obviously shows Wi-Fi, and it's now in standby mode, which is pretty cool. So it's pretty simple, just 3 options: camera, video, and settings. And I can hit the settings and then go from there. And if I hold it for a couple of seconds, it says shut down and it's off. This thing is pretty cool. We're going on a trip in the next couple of days. Next day, actually, it's gonna happen so fast. And I plan to bring this with me to capture all the events that's going on. Yeah, the next couple of days, I'll show you the quality of it. I guess the next couple of shots will be me traveling. So see you on the other side. All right, guys, we're here at our location, and I had a little bit of time to play with the Insta360 ONE X, and it works decently well, you know. I like the fact that it's so compact. This thing can fit anywhere in your pocket. It's just that it may not be the wisest thing to actually hold it in your hand, since it does capture everything. But here we are. Here at the Maldives, here for vacation, and first time here, but it's the perfect place for photography and video shooting. So as you can see, I'm here. You can actually see me, obviously, but I can pan and you can see everything else. The water is great. A lot of colors out here, you know. The water is very green, blue, turquoise color. You have the buildings, the color of the buildings. You also have the other island over there in the distance. So let me know how you feel about the colors here. I think it's okay. You can also shoot in RAW, or I guess like a cine style, like a flat profile, like a log. I have not used that yet. And there's also a hyperlapse mode that you can also use, but since there's nowhere to actually go here, I haven't used it yet. So maybe this evening or maybe tomorrow I'll go for a walk, but look around. I mean, there's not much I can do as far as walking around. But besides that, it looks pretty good. I have a third-party pole. Actually, it's a monopod for my tripod that I pulled out. It can convert from a tripod to a monopod. So this isn't the actual proprietary stick that they recommend using. I don't know if it's going to show up in the films, but yes, sometimes they do show up. In this case, this thing does extend, and that's a good reason, because you can get some pretty awesome shots with this thing fully extended. So like right now, I can play it in the air, walk around, and get some pretty cool shots. At the same time, there's no external mic jack, so you probably can't hear me as well as down below. But the cool thing is, I can pretty much lower this to a reasonable length, have my hand down here like I'm walking normally, and still get a good, you know, first-person perspective on the camera with my hand in a natural state. Because back in the days, first gen, second gen 360 cameras, you had to hold it way up like this, and people would see your hand sticking out. It's not very natural. So you can keep your hand pretty low, and with this, you can actually pan and edit later your point of view, which was the main reason why I got this 360 camera. But yeah, we're here for another couple of days. I'll be using it some more, and then I'll let you know my thoughts on it. But for right now, it's a really good camera. I like the way it works. I just wish the battery lasted a little bit longer. This is a 5K image, so it does take a lot of space. I have a 32 gig SD card or micro SD card in here, and for the most part, alright, it says it can record maybe, I think, an hour and change. I'm shooting 5.7K at 30 frames per second. But yeah, this is the place, man. Tell me what you think. It's almost golden hour. It's like 4:30. I think the sun sets at 6 o'clock, so not the best conditions, but still pretty decent. So yeah, guys, this is it. I'm a long ways away from home. You can see the person up there in the little patio deck out there. We all have one of those. Here's the boat right over there as well. So yeah, you can look at me and I can in post change the perspective later on. So anyways guys, for right now it's pretty cool. Highly recommend this product if you can get one. It's a little on the pricey side. When I bought this camera, I actually thought about getting the GoPro 7, the Hero 7 Black, just because it's a really good camera for action. It's also waterproof, and you have the ability to make it look less GoPro-y and more look like a regular traditional camera. So that was my thought in getting the GoPro. Plus the stability on that thing is pretty good. This one has stability as well, and it's doing a good job, both optically and software based, electronically. So, but besides that, I think it's pretty great. As I just here chilling, look at the jet skis. I didn't even have to turn around, but I did. I forget this is a 360 camera. I could have just left it the way it was, and I probably would have seen it later. So I'm still getting used to that perspective of filming, where I could just keep the camera towards me, and then later on pan to the left, pan to the right, pan behind of me, and get the shot. But guys, that's it. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment down below if you have any questions about this camera, and then if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. I appreciate that. It goes a long way. So until next time, peace. Dude, I don't have any shoes on. I just realized that.